Welcome, myRockworld. Tonight we are in Munich meeting the great band The Darkness, which performs tonight at the Freiheits. And we have here guitar player Dan Hawkins, also founder of the band, or co-founder, with his brother. So welcome in Munich on a beautiful sunny day.
It is a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah. First question. The fourth new Darkness album, Last of Our Kind, was released on June 2015. Please tell us something about the new album, and that's some sort of statement about rock music. Is it from your side?
Is it rock music?
Is it your statement of modern rock music?
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I guess it's just when we go to make an album, we don't really have an agenda. I guess maybe the only agenda with this album was to make it maybe more riff-based than the last one.
Okay.
The last one was kind of built more around songs, and then we turned the songs into riffs.
You're right.
This one it started with riffs, and then we've made songs out of them, which is a bit more like how we did the first album.
Yes.
So I guess I don't think we're making a statement really. You know, that's I think we're just doing what we love as usual.
So when you compose the songs, is there the riff first, or is the melody first?
On this particular album, it's mainly the riffs, and you know I'll get the thing to a point where there's a verse, a bridge, and a chorus,
yes,
all riff based, moving somewhere.
And is it ready to compose then to the studio, or is it more like in the old Stones day where you go in the studio, do some jams, and then you take a riff? Or something?
we are very we finish the songs completely before we go into the studio.
Oh, really?
In fact, I demo them to a very high standard. So when we go into the studio, everything down to guitar solos and harmonies of the guitar solos, to percussion, to any keyboards, everything is already there, and we've recorded it. So we record the album twice usually.
Yeah. One for the demo.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah.
For the good sound.
It just means that when you go into the studio, you can concentrate more on getting the best performances rather than wasting time trying to work out what to play.
You're right. What when you go to the studio and you told about that you have a demo almost ready. So we know the kind of demos like Led Zeppelin and all the great bands. So the demos are really difficult to the final versions.
Yeah.
How is it with your songs?
The demos sound like a record, so quite often it's
so you know exactly what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So you build around a song till the end, and then you know what you want.
Completely.
Okay.
Completely.
It's a different writing.
Yeah, it is.
Cool.
It's like it just means you can experiment a bit more. I think when you're in the studio, the clock's ticking, and you want to do overdubs and you want to try things out.
You're right.
But sometimes you don't find the best thing because you're worried you're taking too much time. So you just do any old thing. So yeah, it's a different way of doing things, but it works for us.
Okay.
We've always done it that way.
Very good. Do you have any personal favorite song on this new album, and why?
I'm quite a fan of the song Barbarian. Which is the first track on the album.
Yeah. This is a killer riff.
Yeah,
but this is really a killer riff.
Thank you very much. I just think we haven't done a song like that for a while, and it's kind of, I think that song in particular signifies that we're back to doing what we should be doing, which is kind of writing really riff-based songs.
Yes.
And maybe the lyrical content is more about things that we're interested in, rather than writing a song about love or whatever, just for the sake of it. You know, and it also, it's really over the top, and it walks the line of are these guys actually serious or not? You know, it's never too far either side. So yeah, it's a funny story with that. I produced the album and mixed it, and when I mixed that song, I had it in the car to listen to, and my wife took the car out, took the kids to school, right, and it starts off really quietly.
Yes.
And she just turned it up full volume. Well, this is a bit quiet, you know. And then it came in so loudly that she went off the road and she curbed the tire.
Really?
It cost me £300 to get the wheel.
Yeah, that's a cool story. My favorite song on the album. So there are a lot of favorite songs because I love the vinyl, you know.
Oh yeah.
Also listen to vinyl, and if you listen to a vinyl, you have a chronology. You have
Yeah.
a start, you have a great thing, and then the end of the first side,
Yeah.
and then you start again. But my favorite song now, after listening so much to that album, is Sarah.
Oh yeah.
This
yeah.
reminds. This is one of the perfect pop songs, pop rock songs. It's not a hard rock song. It's a perfect pop rock song. It could be from American groups.
Yeah, indeed. Yes.
But my God, what a song!
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Who is Sarah?
She is maybe a creative person, maybe not. She may be related to the singer or not.
Ah, so this is the classical. You don't know.
Yeah,
But maybe
But
it
maybe.
could be.
Exactly. Yeah.
So one of the Sarahs which
Yeah.
appear from time to time.
I think it's yeah, exactly. Sarah is quite a liquid name, isn't it? That's why so many bands have used it over the years, because sometimes you want to write about someone but you can't use their name.
Yeah.
So Sarah
Which is okay.
is a good one.
And what's your favorite song playing live? Because this may be different.
Well, we play a song called "Roaring Waters" from the new album, which is much more different to anything we've ever played before live. It's entirely riff based,
Yes.
and it's quite slow, and it has a groove to it,
Yeah,
which
I
we've
know.
never had before.
Yeah.
And dynamically, it's quite a challenge because we all have to kind of concentrate and stand there and play it. We've never done a song like that before. We're normally running around all over the place because we're normally A, D, and G.
Okay.
So we're enjoying that one a lot at the moment because it's just because it's so different.
So next question. Please tell us something about your drummer situation. So your music has often been compared to Queen's, and now you have Roger Taylor's son Rufus Taylor in your lineup, which is really pretty cool. So there was the change from Ed Graham then to Emily on the last album.
Well, we've had.
Tell us something about that.
Yeah, well, we've historically had problems with our original drummer Ed and his health, be it self-inflicted or not. I don't want to go into his his issues really. That's entirely his business. But it became unworkable on a few occasions. We did have a replacement drummer for a festival season a few years back too, because Ed wasn't up to it. Yeah, it's been quite frustrating for us. Basically, Emily came on board to do the album. We needed a drummer. Ed had gone.
Okay.
We were weeks away from starting the album, so I kind of did some. I called around and asked a few people that I trust and to see who kind of like the best available drummer was that would be suitable for us. And Emily's name came up, so I gave her a call and she was well up for it, and I sent her all those demos that had been finished
So
basically.
she played on the demo? No.
Some of them, yeah, some of them. But then, I play drums on some of the demos, and so does Justin. So it was kind of a mix.
Yes.
So, so she learned the songs, and she came in and sort of nailed them in about 5 days.
And it was planned that she is the new drummer, because it's always a challenge to use a female drummer.
We didn't want to.
Or was it just for the album?
It was just for the album initially, and then we thought we'd give it a go. I mean, I think we were hoping that it would be a permanent thing.
And then you wanted to have Roger Taylor. Now I know the story. He wanted to have Roger Taylor, but he was too expensive.
Too expensive, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No.
And so basically, well, it didn't work out with Emily, and because I think she's more interested in being a session musician. She wants to broaden her horizons.
Not to go on tour, on big tours.
We need someone who can just completely focus on what we're doing and and become part of the gang. And we
Band's drummer.
didn't want to have lots of different drummers. So,
Yeah, right.
A friend of mine, Pete Malandrone, who is Brian May's guitar tech, he heard that Ed had left, and he messaged me saying, you should try Rufus out. He's genuinely an amazing drummer. You won't look back. And by then we'd already hired Emily, sort of thing. So when it didn't work out with Emily, he was the first person I thought of, and got in touch, and pleased to say that he's an official partner in the band, and he's here for good.
Which is really cool,
We have to
because I think this is a great lineup.
We have to lend him out to Queen sometimes, but that's fine with us.
Queen are not playing 360 days.
No, exactly.
So I
Yes,
think it's
it
not
works
a,
out
not a
really
big,
well.
big problem.
Yeah.
But I think I love this kind of lineup, because a band has to be a band.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't like bands who always have changes because
we
of
hate it.
names or brands or something. It has to be a band, as like in the old
Yeah,
days.
it's true. We're very lucky to have found Rufus, and thank God he loves it too. I mean, he's writing with us now, so
Very good.
we've written about 23 songs
Wow.
together for the next album already. So it's
There's a rumor that you always, after the show, write songs, new songs. Is that right?
We used to a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we did on. There was most of the year before last. I had a studio on the go, and yeah, we would come straight off stage and then just carry on writing.
Really?
But but on this tour, the last couple of tours, I think it's been less like that, because we found that when we go away and focus only on that, and get away from all our families and
Yes.
friends and whatnot, that's when the really good stuff happens.
What can we expect from the show tonight, and how many songs of the new album will you play tonight?
I think we do about 4 or 5 from the new album. We don't play, when bands have a new album out, sometimes they play too much.
Yes.
We're not interested in that. We realise that a lot of our fan base come to see us because they like the show. They don't all necessarily buy the album. We're aware of that. It's not ideal, but that's the way it is. So, what our main focus is to give people the best show. So we play our favourite songs that we can perform the best.
Is there a lot of changing the set list every day, or is it a fixed set list?
It's been fixed for a bit, but it does tend to change quite a lot. Yeah, it depends. I'd say maybe it's.
Who decides it? Together or you?
That depends as well. It's always
Really?
in the end. In the end, everyone has to agree, and we have to, rehearse it, and then it normally changes after a few gigs because the pace isn't quite
Yes.
right in certain places. So it's a joint effort, really. But sometimes there are arguments about which songs should be played, and Rufus and I may love a certain song like Concrete, and from Hotcakes, and Justin, Frankie might hate it. So. The general rule of thumb is if Justin's not into it, we drop it, because that's the most important thing.
Okay. Then what we find out, and what is a really great idea, some bands do it already, selling the actual show on USB sticks, which are really cool because it's the Darkness guitars, little small guitar sticks on USB, and you can buy the live concert. Actually, from every concert every day.
Yeah.
How is that
And-
come together?
And you can actually, when you leave the gig, you can listen to that USB straight away.
Which
Isn't
is
that
cool.
wild?
So what have the people to do? They have to go to the merch,
Yeah.
buy the USB stick, and then what?
And then stick it in their car if they have a USB.
And
port.
and on the USB stick is already the show.
That's right. Yeah. I think depending when you buy the USB stick and how many we sell.
Because you have to buy it after the show.
Yeah, that's right. So what happens if someone's bought one? By the time maybe 15 minutes after the show, the USBs have the whole gig on.
Yes.
If someone buys them halfway through, then I think it has half of the show on. But then by midnight,
download
then by
from the
midnight,
website.
Yeah, but it's already on there. It does
From
it
the All Concerts website.
It does it automatically. It goes in.
Wow. This
So-
is a cool concept, because everybody knows that the big selling of CDs and everything is gone for every musician. So you have to find new ways. I like the idea. I find it really it's a good idea.
I think I if I could have recordings of some of my favourite gigs,
My God, that's it.
I would love that.
That's-
I went
that's
to see one of my best gigs I ever went to was a band called Teenage Fan Club at the Forum in London.
Yes.
And I think about that gig often, you know, but it's all just it's a memory now. If I could have and it's we're not talking about a dodgy recording with James, who's our sound engineer. There's a whole other mixing desk backstage, and it's all.
So he mix it from the sound test. He mix it already from the sound test.
He's in a separate. He's not even in the room.
Wow!
He's backstage.
Yeah, so really
in a
professional.
Room. Yeah, he's backstage in a room on his own, and he mixes it as he goes, and then after the gig he'll mix it again and make further tweaks to make it sound really good.
Really?
So that
Wow.
when the final download you get is really good.
Cool. And
he's
it
been
brings
doing it for
it brings the band always to a level where you can feedback yourself to give a really good performance.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the musicians should listen to their performances.
Yeah, it's funny. We've always
Because one is the show, the other is the performance.
I found it quite hard the first couple of gigs, knowing that it was being recorded. I didn't like it because it's like you just
it's
concentrate.
like a click.
And then we got to know James, and we're happy with the sound. And we realised that, you know, when people listen to these gigs, right, it's not, there are no click tracks, right. We have really loud Marshall amps. You know, they're not in like sound booths off to the side, and pretty much every second we're all running around, jumping up and down, like, so there are bum notes here and there, but
that's rock and roll.
exactly. You
And
know,
this is how it has to be.
yeah. So we're kind of we've got used to it now. It's good to have a relationship with the engineer because he knows what
This
we're
is
doing.
a really cool thing. So people, please buy the USB sticks from your favorite show, From the Darkness.
Yeah.
This is a nice question, the next one, because this brings us really back to the beginning. So the question is, what are your heroes starting out playing music?
Blimey. Well, I guess Eric Bell from Thin Lizzy, the original Thin Lizzy guitarist. I think that was listening to him was the first time that I realised I like the sound of a guitar. You know, when I started playing, I was a drummer initially.
Oh, you started as a drummer?
Yeah, so
So who was your hero, your drum hero?
guess Roger Taylor.
Really?
Yeah, I used to have Live Magic on cassette from the Wembley show, like in '86.
Yeah.
I think it was, or '87, and there's like you pull out the insert, and there's just it's a helicopter shot from the Queen helicopter.
Yes, I know,
right?
I know.
And you can see the enormous crowd, Queen helicopter, and their performance on that, I think, is probably, I personally think it's my favourite. I think it's the best recorded performance of any show I've ever heard. Like the set is unbelievable. They're playing so well, and Roger Taylor's just so fucking cool.
He's a really cool drummer. I saw Queen the first time, 1974. You won't believe it.
Blimey.
In a small club in Munich.
I was -2 then.
In a small club in Munich with round about 450 people. So as small as this location, a little smaller than this location.
Yeah. Blimey.
So this was the beginning.
Indeed, yeah.
And then 3-4 years later, they played at the really big halls,
Yeah.
and then on the festivals and everything.
Yeah.
And I also play drums, so what
Yeah.
is cool on Roger Taylor's play, I think, is how he plays the hi-hat.
Absolutely, with the snare, yeah.
That if you hear the hi-hat, this is like Ringo Starr's playing.
Yeah.
You hear that it is Roger Taylor.
Yeah.
He plays this kind of a hi-hat on a backbeat, also
Yeah.
the hi-hat a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
I couldn't play it.
Yeah, it's really hard to try and
It's hard
recreate
to
that,
play.
yeah. Yeah, it's
And as guitar player, what is your favorite? What was your favorite when you changed to the guitar, and why you changed to the guitar?
well, actually, I went drums and then I went bass. Right, so I was a bass player, and I was really into a band called Swerve Driver, who were on Creation Records and quite big in the '90s, you know. And yeah, I used to love the guitaring on that as well. But yeah, guitaring wise, I guess my biggest influence really is Malcolm Young. I think he's like,
My God, for sure.
I mean,
He's a genius.
I didn't really know what to do when I was asked to play guitar. I was only in the band before this. I was a bass player right up to then, and I didn't really know. I didn't have much confidence at all because you're expected to do lots of lead, and I never really wanted to. I'm a drummer, then a bass player, and now I've got to play guitar.
You play a guitar more from the vision from a drummer.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, same like Dave Grohl. Really, you know, he does. He has the same sort of approach. It's like his songs and riffs are born out of rhythms rather than notes. You know.
Interesting. This is good. This is cool.
So yeah, I know. I kind of. But Malcolm Young is sort of. Let's put it this way. I'm one of those guys. I know a few of them. Like Joel from Airborne's one of them. That spent probably 2 or 3 years just listening to AC/DC hard pan left.
Very good. But if you would have seen AC/DC live with Bon Scott,
Oh, well.
you would have killed me.
Yeah. Well, I think I've
Not
seen,
to compare.
No, exactly. You know, I've seen AC/DC a few times, obviously since Brian's on board, and I think they've been amazing. You know, I got to see them on the Stiff Upper Lip tour, which was I thought they were particularly on fire on that tour. And I've obviously seen all the. What I love about all the early stuff, like the stuff from Bonfire and all that kind of collection, is just the pace of it.
What is cool about your performance, and I watched some on YouTube, is you have this kind of a really star band like in the old 70s. So this is for sure Thin Lizzy style because of the guitar sounds. Then a lot reminds me to Led Zeppelin because of this, this performance of this charismatic performance. Because when you hear a band and the people are watching a band, they want to be entertained in every minute, but on a high level if you play good music. So you have to focus, and you focus the people. So this is really special. A lot of bands, I don't say the names now, but a lot of comparable bands have not this kind of acts to be really a star band, which I like because in the 70s they were all star bands.
Absolutely. Well, there seemed to be more. People had to make more of an effort to stand out back then, maybe, and maybe we had the same upbringing really. When we started this band, no one was interested. Like every major label and independent label turned us down, and so we just gave up, and we decided to try and build the biggest fan base we could by playing just the same club pretty much for 2 years.
Perfect. Like in the old days.
But if you're playing the same place every week, you can't do the same thing every week. You have to keep building it.
That's it.
So the first gig we probably did just stand there, and then by the 50th, 60th gig we were just wearing ridiculous outfits and running around like idiots.
Very good. It's very good. This is a great idea. Please tell us some secrets about the darkness nobody knows. A funny tour bus secret or anything which just comes into your mind.
I think
everybody wears a wig.
No, not yet, thankfully. Trying to think. That's a little secret about the band. I think we're a lot fitter than people would assume we are.
Okay.
Like, my brother works out every single day. I've got a bit of a bad knee, but I'm normally there with him. My brother, when we're writing, right, to get going in the morning, he'll run 26 kilometres.
Wow!
Every day.
Every day.
I'll maybe make it to about 13, and then I head back.
Oh, I would say you drive with the car behind you. No?
Yeah, exactly. But it's not saying that we're not rock and roll, but I just think
you're very focused.
100%. We're much more focused than people give us credit for. People think a lot of things happen by accident.
Pretty nice secret.
We work very hard.
Last question: is there still anything you haven't done musically and you still think one day we will do that?
100%. There's quite a few things. Concept album.
Very good. I love concept
I
albums.
would love the next album to be a concept album, but
Perfect.
a musical, not about us, but we'd like to write one.
A fictive.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess diamond record in America.
Perfect. Perfect. This is perfect. So at last, some words to your fans, please.
Oh yeah, well, I think because we were quite a popular band at one point. We've always been a rock band. We've never really cared for pop culture or anything like that. But it just so happened that we were popular. Now, the problem with being a popular band is at some point you become unpopular, don't you? So you might have 1 million people like buying your records one year, and then they go on to buy something else. They get bored. So my message to the fans that didn't fuck off, like all of the other pop fans, thank you very much. Yeah, I think we're kind of we're a bit of a gang now. Really, we're a lot closer to our fans than we ever have been, and I'm just glad that we maintained enough of them to make a living.
Very good last work. Thanks, Dan. Have a great show.
Thank you very much.
you.
Cheers. What I'll do is I'll